Pizza night every night. Making pizza at home is easy. Yes, it's true. Forget takeout menus. Tonight, we make real Italian pizza in our own kitchens. It's fun, it's fresh, and it tastes amazing. Don't be scared. This recipe is simple. Let's get cooking. What you need: your pizza starter pack. Let's gather our ingredients. We need strong bread flour. This makes our crust chewy. Grab some yeast, the magic ingredient that makes our dough rise. We need a little olive oil for flavor. Don't forget salt. Lastly, grab a can of crushed tomatoes for our sauce. See? Simple ingredients. Dough making time. It's easier than you think. First, warm some water. This is the first step in creating the perfect dough. The water should be just the right temperature to activate the yeast. It should feel warm, not hot. If it's too hot, it can kill the yeast, and if it's too cold, the yeast won't activate properly. Add a pinch of sugar to the warm water. The sugar acts as food for the yeast, helping it to grow and become active. Sprinkle the yeast on top. Make sure to spread it evenly over the surface of the water. Let it sit for a bit. Like magic, it will start to bubble. This means it's alive. The bubbling is a sign that the yeast is active and ready to work its magic on the dough. In a big bowl, put the flour and salt. The flour is the main structure of the dough, while the salt adds flavor and helps control the yeast activity. Make a well in the center. This well will hold the yeast mixture and oil, making it easier to mix everything together. Pour in the bubbly yeast mixture and olive oil. The olive oil adds richness and helps to keep the dough moist. Now use your hands to bring the dough together. Mix it until all the flour is incorporated and the dough starts to come together. Knead it for about 5 minutes. Kneading develops the gluten in the flour, giving the dough its structure and elasticity. The dough should feel smooth, not sticky. If it's too sticky, add a little more flour. If it's too dry, add a bit more water. Shape it into a ball. This helps the dough to rise evenly. Place it in a lightly oiled bowl. The oil prevents the dough from sticking to the bowl as it rises. Cover it with a clean cloth. This keeps the dough warm and prevents it from drying out. Let it rise for an hour. During this time, the yeast will ferment the dough, causing it to expand and develop flavor. It will double in size. This is a sign that the yeast has done its job and the dough is ready for the next step in your recipe. Our toppings. Time. The fun part. This is where we get to be creative and make our pizza truly our own. While the dough rises, let's prep our toppings. This is the perfect time to get everything ready, so that when the dough is ready, we can assemble our pizza quickly and efficiently. For a classic margherita pizza, we need mozzarella cheese. Slice it thinly. The thin slices will melt beautifully and give us that perfect cheesy texture. Open the can of crushed tomatoes. These will form the base of our sauce, giving it a rich and tangy flavor. Add a pinch of salt and a drizzle of olive oil to the tomatoes. This simple seasoning will enhance the natural flavors of the tomatoes. That's it for our simple sauce. It's quick, easy, and absolutely delicious. If you like, you can add some dried oregano for extra flavor. This herb will add a wonderful aroma and a hint of earthiness to our sauce. Now, let's get creative with our toppings. Whether you prefer classic options like pepperoni and mushrooms or something more adventurous like pineapple and jalapenos, the choice is yours. Have fun and make it your own. Preheat your oven to its highest setting. This step is crucial to achieving that perfect crispy crust that everyone loves. A hot oven ensures that your pizza cooks evenly and quickly, giving you a professional quality result right at home. If you have a pizza stone, great. A pizza stone helps to distribute heat evenly and absorbs moisture, which is key to a crispy crust. Place it in the oven while it preheats so it gets nice and hot. If not, a baking sheet will work too. Just make sure it's sturdy and can withstand high temperatures. You might not get the same level of crispiness, but it will still be delicious. Sprinkle some flour on your work surface. This prevents the dough from sticking and makes it easier to handle. Flour your hands and rolling pin as well to keep everything moving smoothly. Punch down the risen dough to release any air bubbles. This will make it easier to shape. Cut it in half to make 2 pizzas or save one half for later. Roll out one piece of dough into a circle. Aim for an even thickness to ensure it cooks uniformly. If you prefer a thicker crust, don't roll it out too thin. Transfer it to your baking sheet or pizza stone. Now the fun part begins. This is where you can get creative with your toppings. Spread a thin layer of tomato sauce over the dough. Don't overdo it. Too much sauce can make the crust soggy. Use the back of a spoon to spread it evenly. Arrange the mozzarella slices evenly. This ensures that every bite has a perfect balance of cheese and sauce. Feel free to add other cheeses if you like. Bake for 8 to 10 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is bubbly. The high heat will cook the pizza quickly, so keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. Every oven is different, so your pizza might cook faster or slower. Once it's done, let it cool for a few minutes before slicing and serving. Enjoy your homemade masterpiece. Enjoy your Italian feast. Remove the pizza from the oven. Let it cool for a minute or two before slicing. This will prevent the cheese from sliding off. Use a pizza cutter or a sharp knife to cut it into slices. Serve it immediately. Enjoy the taste of your homemade Italian pizza. See, I told you it was easy. Having trouble with your dough? If it's sticky, add a little more flour. If it's dry, add a teaspoon of water at a time. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't worry if your first pizza isn't perfect. Each time you make it, you'll learn something new. Once you've mastered the basic pizza, get creative. Add different toppings. Try pepperoni, mushrooms, onions, or peppers. Make a vegetarian pizza with loads of veggies. You can even make a dessert pizza with Nutella and fruit. So there you have it. Homemade Italian pizza made easy. Now go on, get your hands dirty, and have some fun in the kitchen. Enjoy.